Eat your heart out, YouTube. This is Cannibal Red coming at you with something different today. I wanted to start a new series that's not the comedy thing I normally do, but rather talking about what we can do as a community to make Fallout 6 an even better experience for everyone. Now, this idea actually comes from Bethesda themselves. In the January 17th Inside the Vault article, where they list patch notes and upcoming events and things like that, their last paragraph actually asked for community input and our opinions on current events, or what we would like to see in future events. They said they wanted to double down on the good aspects that the community is enjoying and really weed out the things that we don't really find that fun. So, that's where this entire series begins. It's going to be about talking as a community back and forth in the comments section and me in these videos about what we really enjoy and what we'd like to see more of, or new event ideas. Really interesting things that only we can come up with that Bethesda really hadn't even planned for the game, but might be inspired by and want to implement. Now, I want to keep things realistic in this series, but that may not happen. I mean, obviously there's so many different ideas, but I really want to stick to something realistic. Now, in this video, I'm gonna start it off by proposing an entirely new idea, something that does not exist in the game so far. So I know I'm off base a little bit, and this isn't necessarily reflective of what the rest of the series is gonna be, but I really want to get this idea off my chest. Now, I have never been a person that particularly likes speedruns, and just that word I know made some people nervous, but speedruns can be extremely interesting to watch. For instance, what's trending now on YouTube is like a 10-minute speedrun of Skyrim. That's a Bethesda game. That's a huge RPG, and there's a speedrun of it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you can speedrun Fallout 76. I'm sure there are ways to, but honestly, I don't know if that would be an enjoyable experience for anyone, right? just speedrunning a whole game like that, especially a multiplayer one. What I'm suggesting is actually speedrunning particular missions. So here's my example. My very first experience launching a nuke, it was me and one other player, CrispyBits1, shout out to him. We actually have the whole video on my YouTube channel where just me and him go through for my first nuke launch. It takes us nearly an hour and 45 minutes. The video's cut so you don't see all of it, but it took us about that long on my first attempt. So, I got so pumped up by that experience. I loved that mission so much. It was so difficult, and you get to launch the nuke at the end, so there's this big reward, this big payoff, and it was so challenging that I thought, I can do this better. I know I can. It was one of the funnest things that's happened to me so far in Fallout 76, so I went, and the next day, I farmed up a build specifically for that mission. It was called Death from Above, or it's part of the Death from Above mission. So, I built a troubleshooter loadout. All my equipment, I think except one piece, has troubleshooter on it. My weapon is a troubleshooter Grognok axe, and I went in and I was like, alright, this is extra damage and extra damage resistance to robots. And I went through and did the mission again solo. It took me 50 minutes. Solo, no deaths. That was the greatest experience I've had in Fallout 76 yet, and it was just something I challenged myself to do. I cut my time in half without deaths, and I died like 15 times the first time with a friend. So I was so proud of myself, so amazed that I cut my time so much that I got pumped. I got pumped and I got this idea. What if the community banded together and did speedruns? Not the whole game, but just individual missions. What if we were seeing posts on Reddit and on YouTube that were like, oh, 25-minute run of Site Bravo? That would be crazy. I would watch that. I would definitely watch that because I want to know what the heck the dude did to cut his time down on that mission to 25 minutes. Or what's another one? Scorch Beast Queen. Scorch Beast Queen kill in 5 minutes, right? I saw someone do that the other day. I was in the lobby. I just watched this guy annihilate the queen. It was, I mean, I'm sure he had some crazy OP, duplicated, glitched weapons, but it was amazing to watch. Now, I think there should be rules to speedrunning, but I just really wanted to get you excited about it first like I am, because those videos would be so interesting. The loadouts, right? Imagine if you didn't go into the Site Bravo mission like I did. if instead of running a troubleshooter set, and you're like, okay, I'm just trying to output and take as much damage as possible so I survive the thing, what if you went with a stealth build? What if you went in there with all of the stealth perks and cloaking armor and all kinds of stuff like that, and you just snuck through, didn't have to fight a single enemy until, like, it was mandatory at the end, right? What if you did that? Could you get a better time than I did, just trying to, like, brawl through it all? Maybe, man. I don't know. I'm pumped. I would love to see what you can do. Could you do a better time if you ran a bloodied set and you got your character down to low health with a bloodied weapon, boosted your stats because you have low health, and then chopped through it, man? I'm sure people can do it faster than me. 55 minutes I know is not my best time. I guarantee I can almost cut that in half again if and when I attempt the mission again. And I'm excited to see other people attempt that too, so please jump on this with me, guys. Post that shit on Reddit. Post that shit here. Like, it's gonna be so cool. I really think that there's an untapped resource in Fallout 76 for this weird little speedrunning community to come out. We're RPG players. Let's be honest, we didn't get into Fallout 76 for PvP. That was their newest update. They said, we're not going to have PvP servers. Well, that's cool. I might try that out, and I think a lot of you might try that out. But that's not why we got the game. We got it because it's a Fallout game, because we are RPG fanatics, and we want to play it. We want to experience something awesome. And I'm telling you, if we challenge ourselves as a community to create speedruns, to see how fast we can do certain missions that don't have time limits, dude, we're gonna see some crazy builds, some crazy videos come out of it, and it pumps me up. So I will have my, I think it's 55 minute run through of Site Bravo linked in the description somewhere, or somewhere on my YouTube. I'm sure you can find it, all private linked. But again, like, that's nowhere near what I know I can get, and I'm sure a lot of you already do better than that, so that's no big deal. But I just want to get the thing started and say, hey man, here's what I did. It was only my second run through ever, and I cut my time in half from my first one, so I'm proud of that. But let's talk about maybe some rules, because I don't want to regulate everything, but in speedrunning, there's two basic types of speedruns. You have your no regulation speedruns, where you've probably seen people do this. So they go through like Mario or Zelda, like glitching through walls and like just using every cheap tactic they can to try and cut time. Well, that's cool, but I really don't think exploiting glitches in Fallout 76 is a valid way of playing. Personally, I think you can get banned for that. But I also think that there's certain things in the game now that really wouldn't make speedrunning that fun that need to be taken care of. Specifically, two-shot explosives. Now, if I had had a two-shot explosive shotgun or combat rifle, I guarantee I could run through Site Bravo in 20 minutes or under. Like, guaranteed. You just one-shot everything. It's no big deal. It's a walk in the park, right? Two-shot explosives are broken in this game right now. And if you want to say melee, bloodied weapons are probably a little broken too right now. But I think that, you know, if barring two-shot explosive weapons, I think pretty much everything is fair. Well, you know, bobblehead glitches. Alright, that's an exploit though. Excluding bobblehead stacking and two-shot explosive weapons, I think the community can really jump on this speedrunning thing and have a great time. So that is my first idea. Maybe if it gets big enough, we get some leaderboards up on a Bethesda page or something like that. Maybe in-game leaderboards, maybe a way for Bethesda to track and really like congratulate people that are getting good times on certain things. You know, actually, that's probably not that hard. They do, like, there is a way to track quests. I'm sure there is, where you go, this person completed this quest, and they could probably track time limits too. So it's not outside the realm of reality for there to be a leaderboard of fastest times for certain missions. That'd be kind of cool. Bethesda, if the community jumps on this like I really hope they will, and we start seeing some speedruns, maybe that's something to implement, and maybe we'll be seeing that in a future Inside the Vault update. Because I'd so much prefer interesting little mechanics like that to this PvP servers. Again, no hate. I'm glad you want to support it as an online game. That's why you made it in the first place, right? PvP is an aspect of the game. We all have to recognize that. We all have to admit, you know, it should probably be there in some form or another. And having their own servers is definitely not a bad idea. But it's just not why I think most of us picked up the game to begin with. And honestly, speedrunning's probably not either, but it's really just something I've had on my chest and I wanted to spit it out to you guys. See what y'all think as a community, and if you're gonna back me up on this and just really get those speedruns out there. I would love to see them. I know I would binge watch that shit. Show me your builds. Tell me in the descriptions what you're planning on doing or how to do things faster. I'm excited. That's it for me today, guys. Again, this is a new series I'm doing, so next week we'll come in, maybe we'll discuss some different types of events that either we really love mechanics from and we'd like to see more of, or just some totally unique things off the cuff, maybe from Reddit posts or wherever, that we can just discuss and go, man, I would love for that to be in Fallout 76. Thanks for watching, guys. Eat your heart out. I'll catch you next time.